Cancer is on the rise amongst young Americans. Hi, I'm Dr. Omer Awan. I'm a physician and public health contributor for Forbes.com. I want to demystify why this is the case and why these unsettling data is so important and so relevant for us today. So, according to a study in JAMA Network Open that tracked over 560,000 patients over a 10-year period from 2010 to 2019, they found that there was a 1% increase in cancers amongst Americans that are younger than 50 years of age. And that's not the worst part. The most alarming statistic is that cancer diagnoses increased by 19% amongst those between the ages of 30 and 39. And I want to demystify, why is that? Why is it the case that cancer is rising in America? Well, the most common cancer, or the highest number of cancer cases, was from breast cancer, but the fastest growing cancer were cancers of the gastrointestinal tract, so cancers of the colon, appendix, bile ducts, etc. So I want to demystify what it is about the risk factors that are so prevalent in America. And I want to start with obesity. Obesity is linked to so many different cancers. In fact, it's actually linked to at least 13 different cancers, including colon cancer, breast cancer, some of the cancers that are on the rise in America. And as you may or may not know, obesity is very prevalent in America. In fact, America is the most obese country amongst high-income nations, and more than 2 in 5 Americans are obese, according to the National Survey and Nutrition Survey that exists. So, very important. And, we always talk about diet, exercise, and, these are things that mitigate obesity. But honestly, I want to shift the focus to something else, and that's our food sizes and our portion sizes. I mean, honestly, if you take a look at the things that we eat, you go to McDonald's, you can get extra large fries, extra large Coke. You can't get this type of size anywhere else in the world. I've traveled to Europe. I've gone to London, France, even in the Middle East. You literally cannot get the sizes that we get here in America. And this is troubling because, honestly, if you put food in front of somebody, they're going to eat it, even if it's a large portion. That's just the way human nature is. So, of course, this is going to lead to increased calories, increased weight, and obviously obesity in the long run. But obesity can never be tackled on an individual level. It requires, federal and policy change, and change at the structural level, structural factors that affect obesity. And what I mean by that is things like food insecurity. So low-income families often can't afford high nutritional food, but instead they have to buy, cheap food, fast food that's high in calories, low in nutritional content. And this leads to food insecurity, and this leads to obesity in the long run. And it's no surprise that obesity is disproportionately more pronounced in low-income communities and low-income families. And this is a problem. If we really want to get serious about tackling obesity, federal policymakers have to invest funds in nutritional assist programs that help prevent this type of food insecurity. And this is just one way, one of many ways we can tackle obesity. I want to talk about another risk factor, which doesn't get talked about enough, and that's alcohol. Alcohol is such an important risk factor for cancer. There's so many cancers that are linked to alcohol, including liver cancer, breast cancer, colon cancer, some of the cancers that are on the rise here in America, especially in young people. And we often hear that, you can drink alcohol in moderation. It's good for you. It's good for your heart. But the American Public Health Association has said that alcohol has no health benefits. I want to repeat that again. Alcohol has no health benefits. So why is it that we message and tell people to drink in moderation? The message should be one of abstinence, not to drink at all, especially when cancers are on the rise, and a lot of these are due to alcohol. Alcohol is causing many of these cancers that are on the rise. So very important for us to consider our relationship with alcohol and figure out whether we want to drink. I mean, literally, you go to any sporting event, it was just at the U.S. Open last week, there's alcohol. You go to a baseball game, alcohol. You go to a wedding, there's alcohol, right? So we really need to think about and reflect on whether alcohol is necessary for us and our overall well-being. The other thing is smoking. Now, smoking, obviously, as we all know, is associated with lung cancer, throat cancer, esophageal cancer, liver cancer. And the good news is that smoking has decreased over the last several decades. So, now we see that less and less Americans are smoking, but still over 28 million Americans are smoking, and that's about 11 to 12% of the American population, and that's 11 to 12% too many. Smoking, it should be 0%, and with the increase in e-cigarettes, vaping, this has become a problem again, and certainly this is leading to increased cancer rates here in America. And finally, I want to talk about being more aggressive in the way that we screen for cancer. We all know that screening saves lives. As an example, breast cancer, which is the most common cancer in females, by doing mammograms starting at the age of 40, that decreases mortality by 40% when compared to not screening at all. So certainly getting more aggressive, making screening programs, whether it's mammograms for breast cancer, pap smears for cervical cancer, colonoscopy for colon cancer, making it free and accessible to everyone, no matter gender, race, socioeconomic status. Everyone needs to be screened. And we have major opportunities, like even for lung cancer, there's something called low-dose CT, which is a three-dimensional image of your lungs that assesses whether or not you have a cancer in your lung. Only 6% of eligible patients are getting this study currently. So a huge opportunity for us to screen and to lower the cancer rate. So hopefully we can turn the page on cancers in America. The choice is up to us to do that by addressing these risk factors and to screen more aggressively. Hope this was helpful. Please like this video. Please subscribe to our MedEd page and support our mission in supporting global education worldwide. And as always, please be kind to yourself and to those around you.